Boop, and we right back. But from there, after you acknowledge what the root is, like I told you, the same thing about acknowledging what it is. Now acknowledge what the root is. What is the root? And it would piss a lot of people off. I know. That's why I'm trying to jump past it right now and go ahead and get straight to it. When a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist or even someone that's a man or woman of the cloth say to you, okay, they pull out their pad and their pen, tell me about your childhood. The first thing that really pisses most people off, and I know it would piss me off too if I didn't understand and I didn't have understanding, when the person says that, is I came to you because my marriage is falling apart. I came to you because I got a ton of bills and my bank account is on zero. I came to you because I'm trying to figure out how to get my car fixed. I'm coming to you because I need a job. I'm coming to you because I need new clients in my business. These are all things and so many other reasons why I am coming to you right now. And yet you sitting up here asking me about my childhood. What my mama and my daddy got to do with this? Well, I'm going to tell you what they won't tell you. Instead, they're going to give you something clinical. I'm going to just give it to you straight up from the guts, okay? The reason, baby boy, baby girl, they coming to you and they saying, tell me about your childhood, is because what you can't see, that even some person that has a degree and they've been to years for 20, 30, 40, 50 some years, and they've been in practice for 50, 60 some years old, I'm not for years, 50, 60 years, or they may be 50, 60 some years old. That's a message. But the reason why they saying it, let me hear about your childhood, let me hear about your mom and your dad, is because your mom and your dad created you. They are bloodlines. The blood running through your veins is your mom and your dad. Now, if you were not blessed to know what your parents, you could have been adopted, you could have been in a foster system, it does not matter. Whoever were your guardians and your parents, the people that raised you. So if you were raised from different types of people because you were in and out of foster care. If you were raised with the people that adopted you and chose to become your parents, their bloodline still affects you because you were in their house and their home. Now, does your bloodline from your biological people affect you? It does. And ways are made in the practice that can still help you with it. So please, that's not going to create an exit from us working. But what's important for you to understand about why your childhood itself is being dug into is you got to realize that from the time you began to talk, walk, think, understand, and comprehend things, you began picking things up. You began seeing things. You saw behaviors. Whoever you was around, I don't even care if you was in that house for 5 minutes, you experienced something with that person. And that person had an effect on you. Had an effect on your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul. And so when you go back to them, not necessarily physically, you can. I do offer family counseling and all that. But I mean, just in our sessions, when you go back to those different times that pop up, especially the ones that created the problems that you are bringing into this room, that you are bringing into this session, they all have something to do with the problem that you are trying to work on, with the pain area you are trying to work on, and more importantly, the pain area that you don't even realize need to be worked on. Because most of you are going to come to me and you're going to tell me your story, and I'm going to listen and I'm going to document accordingly. And then we're going to do the first 3 stages. We're going to, number 1, acknowledge. Number 2, go to the root. Like, what are the root problems and issues? And then by the time we get to number 4, we're going to be digging, trying to find out, where did this originally start? Because right now it's happening with this person. Right now it's happening with this situation and this circumstance. But it did not start here. It started for some things that came from behind them, but they ain't even the root cause of why this is happening. So whatever you saw during a precious time in your life, where the only thing you should have had to really receive during those times was God, learning your identity of who you are, learning your purpose of the reason why you were built and created in the first place, learning about the soul contracts that you made before you were ever even incarnated and put into a body this time, and learning and healing from those things. And if you had came into this world to parents or to people, period, that all they focused on was fostering those things, you wouldn't even be in the circumstance and situation. You would not even be attracting the things to you that you are attracting right now. Because if you did it from the order of coming from your parents and them raising you, whatever your mom had in her bloodline and the generations that became her, if she did not break those chains and those cycles, and she did not teach you those lessons that she learned, and she did not give you the healed version, she ended up having no choice but to pass on to you a corrupted version, a karmic version, a toxic version, a lack version, a scarcity version, whatever version she passed on to you. Then now you have become the curse breaker. You've become the cycle breaker. You have become the champion, the person that can bring victory to her bloodline. And then the same thing that happened with her, same thing, you are also responsible for your fathers. And if you came in with foster parents, each one of those people handed you theirs, plus what was naturally in you from your biological parents. The same thing if you went from foster home to foster home, foster care to foster care. You picked it up from each one of those people too, as well as everybody else that you was around. The same thing happened when you went to school. The same thing happened if you were homeschooled, if you went to camp, when you got your jobs, your first jobs all the way up to your current job. When you got into a relationship and started having friendships and associations and making connections, all those things, they're in you. So when it keeps showing up and keeps showing up and keeps showing up, and you start looking at this person and then thinking about everybody that's like them, everybody that moved like them, talk like them, thought like them, their processes was like them, the choices and decisions that they made, their energy, how you feel when you are around them is mimicking the same exact energy as that original person or those original people. And whatever the situation was that happened between y'all had an amazing, great, awesome relationship. Y'all had a toxic, stuck emotion, tragic and trauma and traumatic and dramatic experience. You're carrying those experiences. Those burdens are on top of you like big old bags of rocks. And all those individual bags of rocks is what's holding you down and holding you back. So all we're doing is unpacking those bags. We taking those bags of rocks, each one of them individually, off of you, or all of them at one time, off of you, and you're able to breathe again. I'm literally hearing that song in my head. Breathe again, breathe again. You're starting to breathe again. Your soul, your spirit is breathing again. And as a conclusion, your body will begin to breathe again. And as an even bigger conclusion, your outcome, the result stage, your whole life will start to vibrate and start shifting and changing right underneath your feet and right around you in your current reality again. And then you will begin having a fresh start in each one of those areas. So, first one, like I said, acknowledgement. Second, where did it come from? What is the root? Like, first of all, what is it? Acknowledgement of what it is, acceptance, being willing to accept it, then finding out what the roots of it is. After we do that, the next stage is releasing it. It's letting it go. It's learning the lessons that you were meant to get out of it. Literally, what were you supposed to learn about life, about the world at large, about people, and also about yourself? And what was the gift you were supposed to get instead of what actually happened. If, like one of the people from my past would say, if you was living in a perfect world, and that's what you're creating, sweetie, we are all three of us, me, you, and God, is creating your perfect world. That's the world. That's that outcome that I was talking about when I said where you are, where you came from, and where you want to go. And where you want to go is that perfect world. The world is not perfect, but yours can be. And that's what we are doing. So in the middle of us doing that, while we give you a break and let you breathe and let all those things that you learn and you heal from assimilate, in the middle of it all, we're also going to be putting you through different sessions to say, okay, so what do I really want? How do I really want my health to go? How do I really want my money to go? How much money do I really, and we're not going to be doing the whole, oh, I want billions of dollars. You can have that. And that's going to end up coming anyway. We're saying just as one milestone to bring you to a place of peace and balance for the now. How much money do you really desire? Like, really desire in the now? Like, you could only choose one number. It couldn't be a billion. It couldn't be a million. It had to be something that you can literally be vibrationally compatible to receiving in the now. Same thing with health. Don't tell me you 500 pounds and, ooh, I want to be 95 pounds. No, no, no. I ain't saying you can't ever be 95 pounds. Based on your body chemistry, it could be possible for you to be 95 pounds. But we ain't going to start at 95 pounds. It can be, I'm taking all this medicine and now I want to be to a place where I can get up in the morning and I don't have to take no medicine. I'm getting up in the morning and I ain't huffing and puffing and tired even though I went to sleep all night. I ain't anxious because my mind been running and racing all night long even though my body was at rest. I could have been snoring up a storm and yet I'm still tired.